So what we got here, we have three RockStars, Jackson RockStars, and one not so rock. We have three different versions of the same great RockStar design. When this design came out, many said that it's the best ever all-round freestyle kayak for so many people, if not all. Below you can read what EJ said about the design when it came out a couple years ago. Many still think it's still a best freestyle kayak for many people. So what we have here is three different versions of exactly the same kayak. Third generation RockStar by Jackson Kayak. The blue one is the original one. It's made in the US, and this actual boat was built 2018. What we have here in the middle is the latest updated version of the Edition Europe RockStar. Design is exactly the same, but there are some differences on the outfitting and on the details and also on the materials. On the left we have another Edition Europe RockStar. This is the original one that was built in 2021. We will compare some differences between these two red ones, but we will more focus on what's difference between the original and the Edition Europe version. This is new graphics and the original graphics. Also, if you take a look on the logos, Jackson logos, it's white in the Edition Europe boats and it's silver in the original one. Original outfitting was based on thermoform plastic seat, thermoform plastic spine, and it usually came with sweet cheeks or foam padding. Also, most of the boats came with the happy feet or with the foam block. Edition Europe models comes with the carbon composite seat and carbon composite spine. Those are stiffer and lighter. In every other way, the outfitting is mostly similar, but not exactly. Backrest is exactly the same. Hip pads are slightly different, but the same idea, same adjustment system. Also, the adjustment system for backband is exactly the same, just a little bit bigger. Seat is moving back and forward as before, but there is no foam, no sweet cheeks on the seat, so you will use what you like. Also, the footrest is more like a simple foam block. And there is something missing from the nose. On the first Edition Europe boats made in 2021, there was still an insert for a GoPro attachment, but in the latest version it was left out. We think it was mostly useless for most paddlers. We also think the boat looks better without it. Edition Europe 2021 production boats had some issues that was pretty easy to fix afterwards, but sure, we did fix those at the factory later on. So for example, these rope locks was not connected strong enough and could get loose. Also the seat had some sharp edges. You could hurt yourself or cut your finger or something like that. So for the next version, we started making 22 and 23 and on. Those details have been fixed and improved. Edition Europe comes with a straight security bar, as the original came with the curved one. In the original one, when the spine was plastic, it was taped or glued on the hull, so it can't move sideways or any other way. Edition Europe boats come with a carbon composite spine and seat, and there is no reasonable way to glue or tape carbon to plastic. So to prevent any additional movement, we have added big foam blocks on the sides of the seats. Seat can still move a little bit side to side on some movements, but it will make no issues and will not break the seat. As all the molds have been carefully cleaned and polished, there is actually much less porosity or any other small issues on the hull. Actually, the boats look pretty good. On 21 Edition Europe boats, in some units there was some issues on the cockpit rim area. There was too much air bubbles, making it weaker in some cases. We did improve that for 22 and on. Small adjustments was done and now it looks excellent. We decided to use a little bit more plastic in Edition Europe versions. Even this is still a great boat, even for competition. We think that people will prefer it lasting long and taking better strong hits with rocks and so on. And to keep the same weight approximately, we decided to use carbon composite outfitting. So boats are coming from the same molds that have been just refurnished and cleaned and polished, so the sizing is exactly the same. Not exactly. There is always small variations on the sizing when it comes to the plastic rotomolded boats. After the boat is molded, it shrinks, and the shrinking is a little bit different depending even on the color and the time and so on. So sometimes you can find a RockStar that is 1-2 centimeters shorter or longer. Based on what I have measured so far, it looks to me that in general Edition Europe boats are slightly smaller. Very slightly, but still that way. So for example, these two red RockStars are approximately 1.5 centimeters shorter than the original blue one. If that stands for liters as well, it may mean something like 1% difference. The handles are the same. The backrest is the same. Seat is different. Spine is different. Graphics are different. Security bar is slightly different. Jackson logo is silver in the original one and it's white in the Edition Europe version. Thigh braces on the Edition Europe model are much bigger. We tested that carefully. Most paddlers like it a lot and we didn't find any issues on durability, so we decided to make it a bigger because it's then rather much easier to make big one smaller than to make small one bigger. So the difference is quite clear here. And then there is availability and price, and those explain most of the why questions. The original third generation RockStar, when it was last sold in Europe, the price was approximately 1600 euros. The first Edition Europe boats that was sold 2 years ago, starting price was $9.99. And now the upgraded version is $11.99. Compared, for example, to RockStar EE, that is absolutely great kayak, but comes with the price tag around 1800, if not more this year. 11.99 or even bit less for some blemish boats or older builds, if you can find one. It kind of starts making sense for many people. Third generation RockStar is just awesome all-round freestyle kayak for so many people. It's good for competition use, it's great for beginners, and it's excellent for rest of us. Okay, should I do the jump test? I shouldn't. I'll do. Okay. So, which one is stiffer? I'd say these boats are equally stiff. The plastic in the red one, the Edition Europe model, is slightly softer. It also makes it a bit more flexible, but there is more plastic in this one. In the original one, the plastic itself, it's a little bit stiffer, but there is less plastic. In the original one, there is a plastic spine and plastic seat, and in the Edition Europe version, the spine and the seat are carbon, so those are bringing more stiffness to the boat. So the feeling, not only when jumping on the boat, but also when paddling, the boat feels exactly the same. It is the same boat.